All right, enough of that. Anyway, I know I kept headbanging after the music went off, but that's because again the latency over here on the old phone monitor. Oh my God, it's loud though. Let me turn that down a little bit. My little phone here to monitor things here, man. How we doing on Saturday night? How's everybody doing? Is everybody still stuck inside? Things starting to reopen where you are? I'll tell you, things are starting to reopen here, man. Friggin', I think the whole state of New Hampshire is open, actually. They'll take visitors. They'll let you go out and eat, except for a few counties down along the Massachusetts border there. Around Manchester, Nashua, that kind of thing, I think. A few other things. Hi, Alyssa. You made it. You've been planning all week, I think. Thank you for showing up. Who else is in here? Is it just me and her, or what? We just went from 3 concurrent viewers to 2, so it might just be us, but we'll see. We'll give everybody a few minutes to come in. What do we got today? Let's see. I ask, every day, I put the good morning message. Rob's here until he has to go to the airport. Shout out to Rob and the airport you're flying out of. If it's whichever one you choose, I don't know. There's a lot of Pennsylvania airports. I've only ever been out of Philadelphia myself, but then that's the only, well, no, that's not true. I've flown out of other cities, not necessarily by choice, mostly because I had to. Not that anybody can make you fly, but there's a whole story, and I'm not a fan of flying, and I am afraid of it, and I don't like it. So anyway, I was thinking today, I put up the good morning message every morning, and I try to make it as unique as possible, but even I in the morning sometimes don't have the most, I don't have the most of my creative juices flowing. And sometimes I think, at least right now, what's going on in the country's nuts. What's going on around the world is nuts. The world's a crazy place, whatever. And I say, how we doing? Good morning, how we doing? And that could be kind of a loaded question, don't you think? Like, some people are doing awesome. Some people are not doing so awesome. And then, we're getting caught up in, even I get caught up in what's going on in the world and, and trying to get an understanding of it, trying to wrap my head around it, coming up with my opinion, coming up with new facts, whatever it is. I've had to talk it through with friends, God, over 2 days' time this week. One night I spent like 5 hours on the phone with one of my closest friends. The next day I spent 7 hours on the phone with his sister. Now, it wasn't just about current events, obviously. We've been friends since we were teenagers, like kids, so we always have a lot to talk about. But I was thinking, it is a loaded question. Some people don't know how they're doing right now. Some people are having trouble. Some people are trying to wrap their mind around it. Tim is here for you. Obviously, I've tried to keep Ski Rex Media out of it, but Tim is here for you. If you need to talk, we can talk about it. I will tell you everything I've learned, everything I've figured out, everything I know. I'm a pretty smart guy. I always try to think and act with objectivity and honesty and integrity and all this good stuff. And, Tim's here, man, and he tries to keep it real for you, obviously, because I don't care about biffs. I was just working on I have this mic wire here that's kind of just hanging out, and I haven't secured it, and I always mean to do it, and then I get distracted, forget, and don't do it. So you get to see the mess that I can be at any given time. Speaking of a mess, today I think you saw I put up one. If you follow, everybody here who's going to be in here likely follows the social media pages, and you saw, or if you happen to subscribe or follow the website for the written content, you saw I only put up one today, and I got wicked distracted. There you go. See, Trav's here too. He was the one I was on the phone with for 5 hours. His sister for 7 hours. She watches typically too. I don't know if she can tonight. I happen to know the kids weren't home last night. I knew where they were, so they're not even my kids. Isn't that amazing? That's how good I am, man. That's how good I don't see. Look, I have tried to, and yes, I'm working on getting myself a piece of gum. I've tried to get away from the arrogance thing, but I'm so good I know where other people's kids are. I don't even have my own kids. How great is that? How good am I? Gonna have me a stick of gum. This gum, I can say it, this isn't regular television, it's juicy fruit. I love juicy fruit gum, my favorite. But every time I stick it in my mouth, I think of that really wicked 80s skiing juicy fruit commercial. I'm sure you know the one. I've posted it, because it's on YouTube. You can find it really easy. Sup, Snowbum Life? Maine is in the house. Love Maine. Did you get some rain up there? Let me tell you something. All of you, everybody. Growing up in Vermont, I find that it's been very strange weather. It can change at a drop of a hat. Sometimes it doesn't even bother to change. It just is weather. Check out Instagram. That's over here somewhere. It's not clickable, I know, but it's down in the description if you want to go check it out. On my Instagram story, not just for Ski Rex Media, I did on mine too. Out the window, I took some video because it was a friggin' monsoon and the sun was shining. Some people have said, that's Vermont, man. You don't like the weather. Wait a minute, dude. You don't even have to wait. It's all going on at once. I wouldn't be surprised if it started snowing, which is fine with me. It was kind of warm today, so I'll take some snow. That'd be a good one. Have some fun with that. Who was it? The Mad River people, not Mad River Glen, but Mad River Valley TV or something, maybe. We're just over at Sugar Bush, hitting one of their trails that still has snow on it, oddly enough. So there you go. I've also heard there's snow up at Killington still. I don't know. I haven't been over there. I don't leave the house, man. There's germs out there, and I'm not even talking about corona. There's all kinds of germs. I don't want nothing to do with it. Plus, there's traffic. Plus, I have to go put gas in the car. Ugh. I've put gas in my car 3 times. 3 times since, February. Man, I just ain't got time for that no more. Actually, I have too much time for that. I just don't want to do it. Lazy, my friends, lazy. But that was just it. That was it, man. I was talking about, I put up a story on a written piece about something that just happened at Suicide 6 over here, not too far from the old Ski Rex Media headquarters. And that was the only one I got done today, man. I got so distracted. By other research. Because, when you want to debate and when you want to argue or however far you go. There's still snow on Mount Washington, but they don't want you playing with it. I mean, I guess you could go and don't tell anybody, but I'm saying don't tell anybody. Don't even go. It's unsafe. If they catch you there, they're going to get pissed. And I don't know if they can cite you, or I don't know if they will cite you, but they might cite you, and nobody needs to pay for a ticket. You all saw the story about the pickle. You saw the pickle? Dude flung a pickle out of his car, hit somebody. Now he got to go to court. And he probably should. That's littering, man. Get out of here with that. How many people get hit with a pickle that gets thrown from a car? I can't. That was what, 3 days ago now, and I still can't get enough of it. But don't go up to Mount Washington. There is snow up there though. If you don't, go ahead and follow the Mount Washington Observatory up at the top there. They always put up really cool photos, like sunsets, sunrises, the crazy ass weather. Really cool, actually. So follow that. That's pretty cool. But the Suicide 6, what I was talking about there, I got so distracted trying just to educate myself. There's nothing wrong with education, right, guys? Learning new things. In some cases, refreshing on some old things that I forgot from high school. Man, and I've just been going on, reading stuff. I started today in one place and then ended up on transcendentalism. I don't know. It's the gum that's getting me trouble on getting around that word, but transcendentalism, being a transcendentalist, Ralph Waldo Emerson and the like, Henry David Thoreau and the like, man. Interesting stuff. I think I kind of follow that movement. Maybe I was born 100 years too late. I don't know. 200 years too late now. Those guys were around in the early 19th century. So 200 years too late now. So I don't know. I really don't know, man. I was all over the place. And then I realized, holy shit, it's getting, it's dinner time. I'm like, oh my God, it's getting late. So I chucked up, after dinner, I got through that little quick thing about Suicide 6. And now here we are. the big payoff for the night, the Ski Rex Media live stream virtual opera party. Thank you for joining me. Those who have checked in and those who don't participate in the chat but still watch, I hope you at least asked a friend. If you couldn't bring a friend, that'd be very nice. I appreciate that because we need to make this go bigger. I need this to go bigger. Now, we can talk about that later because I still don't know how I'm going to do it. We talk about it. I think about it. Now I'm still working on it. Still hyping it. We'll get there. Right, look at that. I already said bring more. Boom, we went up 2 people. See, Bridget's here too. Hi, Bridget. You know, you ask and you shall receive. Dude, more heads, more heads. We can do this. Come on. More heads just show up out of nowhere. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking tonight about ASL. For those who don't get the joke, the ASL on where we learn to ski and ride. ASL, for those who, and I know it was used in other places, but in my, late teens, early 20s, I used the AOL Messenger, the AOL Instant Messenger, hung out in the chat rooms. And when you were trying to pick up boys and girls, you put the old ASL, age, sex, location. So that's where that joke came from, obviously in the title. ASL, because we don't need to know that. We don't need to know if you're a male or female. We're just talking about age and location on where we learn to ski and ride. And this was Rob's suggestion. I was looking for requests. I put it out there. I was like, hey, topic this weekend. What kind of requests? Now, Bridget would like to request Star Wars. And, we can talk about Hoth all day if you want, because it is snowy. There's a lot of snow going on, But beyond that, I really can't talk about it. I can say there was one of the alternate endings or one of the other endings to the Star Wars Unleashed 2 game. You could, or was it at least one? It was Unleashed 2. If you beat Darth Vader at Hoth, then you get to... you beat Darth Vader, then you go to Hoth, and then you kind of beat Luke Skywalker, but you don't. He just joins the dark side. And then Starkiller is the master, and Luke Skywalker is the apprentice. Look it up. It's true. I didn't go to that ending. That was a part of a DLC pack extra thing, which I didn't get. I just had the base game. So there you go. There's your Star Wars talk for the night, and I tied it into winter sports because it took place on Hoth. So there you go. So the ASL. We don't need to know if you're a boy or a girl. If you want to throw in on the live chat, you can do that. Tell your story if you would like. Like I said, I'm still working, we had the phone call, and that worked really well, but I only have one phone. So, the logistics of that don't really work out. So I have an idea. We're going to see something new launch after the weekend here at Ski Rex Media that might make this live stream a little bit more fun. At least for other people to, interact. So we'll try that. So only need age and location. I know how old I was. I was 12. I was 12 years old. It was in 6th grade. Now, I don't know if everybody here had the winter activities time back when they were in elementary school, middle school, and even in high school. I know we did for a while. For winter activities, and there's all kinds of different things. But specifically here in Vermont, obviously there's skiing, snowboarding. And I was in elementary school in Brattleboro, Vermont, just down I-91 about an hour from where I'm sitting right now. And I decided I wanted to learn how to ski. I had never done it before. And I learned at the Memorial Park Hill in Brattleboro. Now, if you travel around and you know anything about, that part of southern Vermont, there's a little hill at Living Memorial Park in Brattleboro. It's actually in West Brattleboro, and it's got a little T-bar. Now, I've never been on the T-bar. My instruction there I never got a chance to learn how to use the T-bar. I know how to now. I didn't know how to then, but even knowing how to use a lift doesn't matter because I've told the Poma story. I've told the Poma story a couple times, as you know. The one at Killington, and just making myself some notes here. If you see me writing stuff down, I'm just making notes for later so I can drop things in during the replay. I fell at Killington on a Poma lift. Same basic idea as a T-bar, not the same. It's different enough. But I fell, and I didn't just fall. I fell 3 times. We all know the story, and I'm going to put it up here during the replay for anybody. If you're watching the replay, you can click that link and go hear that story. Now, so I never got to the T-bar. What I did get was the basic instruction. Now, when you're on your first couple times out, what kind of instruction do you get? What kind of instruction do you expect? I know that the person who taught me was a volunteer. Might have been a parent. I don't think they were a professional ski instructor. I don't think they were PSIA certified. They might have been. I don't know. That was a long time ago. I have no idea. What I do know is that they taught me the basics. We hear the jokes about, pizza French fries. That's not what they called it, but I learned it, and I learned how to turn. I had some trouble turning the first few days I skied, man. I had a lot of trouble turning. I couldn't turn. I could stop, but I think that was more a function of survival. You know what I mean? I think because I had to stop is why I stopped, man. I had to. When it's a matter of life and death, you can do anything. And granted, I probably wasn't going to die, but I could have gotten hurt. So that's where I learned. I honed my skills at Mount Snow. Like, that's when I got back out of it. Actually, here's the deal. Here's the real deal. So, let's see. Age. Well, damn safety meetings. Safety meetings. You know how many times you guys had to say it before I realized what you were talking about, dude? Like, I must have seen you guys talk about safety meetings over and over again for days. Like, weeks and weeks ago. And I see you talking about it, And I always wondered, I was like, what? I always thought y'all were talking legit. Like literal. At work. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And now I know. So Rob's story, if you're not reading along in the comments, his age he don't remember. He did tell us he's a male. That's kind of awesome. Use the proper, ASL technique there. Split Rock Resort, now closed. Into Poconos and then Jack Frost. Let's see. Tow rope. And then Jerry all day. Okay, that's pretty typical though. Like, especially if you were a youngin', you get on the rope tow, which is not difficult either. Like the T-bar and any surface lift isn't really all that difficult. It's all to each their own. Some people biff the hell out of those things, myself included. Some people just kind of slide up to the old rope and it drags them right the hell up, and it's no worries, no issue. And that's something. There you go. Rob down at Jack Frost. I never got to Jack Frost. I don't know why I never did that, man. I was going over to the, Poconos there all the time. Let's see here. Between 9 and 12. So, yeah, Rob was a little kid just like me. Hitting around that tween age. Tweens. I don't even know. I use that term so much and I don't like it. And yet, I still use it friggin' all the time. Isn't that terrible? So, in the tweens, and I think, I'm willing to bet that I can't say most people probably learn then, but for the ones who learned as kids, not everybody's getting out as a 6-year-old. You know what I mean? I almost kind of feel like even though the little kids, where there's a hot South African lifty. Did I biff over a hot South African lifty? Did you? All right, stop. Trev, like now look. All right, I'm not going to lie. The South African girls that came up each winter to Mount Snow, this is when we all worked at Mount Snow, and every year for a few years running, we had groups of South Africans come up. They were off from school for a bit. Their semester was done, so they came up here to hang out, do some skiing, make some money. Cool. Also, Mount Snow right there. Snow Bum, age 14, Long John and Deer Run, 2 of my favorite trails on that mountain. What do you got? Alyssa, 29, a little bit older in Whitetail in Pennsylvania. Not that I'm saying she's old. I also like that she went with the female thing. That's pretty funny. The ASL bit worked out better than I intended. Anyway, the South Africans came up, and all their girls were models, man. Like, I don't mean to sound like I'm a sexist pig and only judge a woman by her looks. I would never, ever, ever, ever do that. Ask around. But goddamn, dude, like, and I do remember one year, there was one in particular. She ran lifts, and I was just like, oh my god, dude. She was cool as hell too, but I never biffed in front of her, did I, dude? Are you actually referencing something, or did I? I don't remember. I don't remember. So we have most of us kids so far who were tweens. Alyssa was in her 20s. Travis was in his late teens when he learned. I remember that. Mount Southington, there you go, at age 5, a little one. What's up, John, man? How you doing? You don't always pop in, but I'm glad you're here. I like that. I like that we're starting to get a mix of people. I do. I really like that, because who haven't you seen tonight? Scooter, we know he's been outside. He's fine. Ryan's not in yet. I hope he didn't forget. He might have had something to do, though. After all, it's Saturday night and things are starting to open up. People might be getting their lives back, might be getting out there. Who the hell knows? And if they are, more power to them. And we'll just have to change the time of the... should we go late night with this? Should we go like Letterman time? Letterman, God, what year is it? Here we go. Our brother from Europe is in here. What time is it there, man? What time is it out there? And how's the baby, man? You blocked it out. 16 male mounts. No. Well, I just said you were in your... Well, I said late teens, but mid-teens. And I remember when you learned because I was there. This one time, Travis... That's Trey Surf Dragon right there. A bunch of us wanted to try ski boards for the first time. And I remember he tried them too. And he took poles. And me and my one other friend, we actually had already tried them. We didn't take poles. I remember Travis chucked his poles. It's Sunday at 2:30 in the morning. See? Look at that. It's almost like it's a late night show in Europe. So there you go. Trav chucked his poles. He got pissed off, was done with them, frustrated, threw that shit into the... There might still be a pair of ski poles up around Deer Run somewhere. Somewhere along Deer Run is where they got chucked out. See, we could take this, we could tie this all together, man. If I go off in one direction, I'll tie it into another. And he's right. I did block out biffing in front of a hot South African lifty. You know what? And that kind of sucks. See, that's the short-sightedness of young guys, teenage guys and guys in their 20s. I should have been able to parlay that, the biff, because I'm sure she laughed, all cute. I should have been able to talk my way into her heart. I should be living in South Africa with her right now. I don't even remember her name. Don't even worry about that. So anyway, we have a lot of people in their teens, mid-teens, early teens. All right, so what I was going to say is I feel like when kids learn, it starts between, 10, 11, 12. It's kind of where they're not making decisions for themselves yet, but the parents are asked, do you want to do this? But then again, we see kids who, God, there's video out there now of like 8-month-olds standing up on skis and snowboards on, their local hill. But, I'm sure some parents, force them in there, strap them in and let's go. And then stick them with an instructor for a day so they can go get some runs. I'm not saying people are bad parents. What I'm saying is that it could happen. So, I don't know. I was about to make the point that most people, what they're learning as kids, they're learning between like ages 10 and 12. I'm wrong. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because we now have me and Rob as tweens. We have a couple people here as early teens. We have mid-teens. We have 20s. Is there anybody who learned like last year? Oh, someone who was 5. John was 5. All mine hit the mounts at 3. There you go. How about this, though? At what age did you learn advanced skills or technical skills? That is a good question, Robin. Look, John, he sticks his kid. He made them. 3 years old. They can walk. They can ski. Here's your ticket. Get your ass up that mountain. I went cross-country with my mom when I was 12, but that doesn't count. Yes, it does. Cross-country totally counts. And let me tell you this. So, being from a Vermont school, winter, we do things a little differently in gym class. And, we were cross country in not in both high schools I went to, just the one. Actually, did Leland and Gray have cross country in gym class, dude? I don't remember us doing it there. I did it in the other school, and I tried to learn how to cross country. Didn't get great at it. Was okay at it. Like, I was learning how to do it. We were going, all through the soccer fields and over on the baseball field and all that good stuff. Yup. So see, there you go. I don't remember doing it, but I don't remember Tom Russell teaching us how to cross country. But we, in my other school, Travis and I went to school together. But it's hot as balls in here. That's why I'm tanking up. Sun's out, guns out, and the sun ain't even out anymore. Getting those gains. Not getting any gains. Let's see. I still take a clinic every year for bumps, trees, steeps. Never stop learning. Absolutely. I 100% respect education of all types. Never stop learning anything. Especially since we're talking skiing now. Let's talk that. It is awesome. It was Oh yeah, it was. I never had a gym class with him. Absolutely take the clinics. I've never done one because, like I said, younger, arrogant guy. I'll ski anything. Didn't care back in the day, and now my knees hate me. My back hates me. And I'm good with just hanging out on groomers with my friends nowadays. That's good. That's all we're going to do this winter, man. Always keep learning. If you want to learn park, like Rob said, he learned park this season. Not a big thing for me because I've never been good at it. And you could say, well, isn't that more reason to learn it? Only if you want to learn it, baby. It's what you do. Alyssa said she needs more lifts ASAP. Hit that plastic hill, darling. That's not far from you. Hit the plastic hill. I actually know not only where it is. Here, this is me. This is the beauty of me. I'll be straight up. I will plan road trips that I'll never take. I just like maps. I just like planning road trips. And I already know now how to get to the plastic hill down there in Lynchburg, Virginia. I absolutely know how to get there. I'll totally go down there one day. It's 12 hours right from where I'm sitting. And that 12 hours is going around the city. If you can catch New York at the right time, I could probably shave an hour off that time. But let's be honest, the goddamn GWB has been under construction for at least 2 years now. I think it's the George. It's somewhere right around the George Washington Bridge. I think it's on the New York side. I don't know if it's the actual bridge, but I've been caught in traffic in that friggin' bridge for hours. Hours. Oh, Scooter is here, man. He's out camping again and just got back from Sunset Tour, and there he is. We weren't talking about you. I was just talking about how many people come in and out, and we have different people, and we have people from our European contingent in here tonight, one person, and we have our friends from PA and VA and VT and Maine's in the house, and Canada's in the house, and all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. This gum ain't cutting it, man. So anyway. Oh, 3 hours? Well, 3 hours ain't bad to get to the plastic hill. Yeah, as this, he was at a safety meeting. So many safety meeting. It's going to be funny during this Route 100 tour when someone calls safety meeting and there I am just twiddling my thumbs, doing my thing. Route 100 tour starting at February 1st at Mount Snow in 2021. So excited. Love Mount Snow. I'm definitely going to check in with the group when we're doing that. I think it's going to be kind of awesome. So anyway, now that we've gone completely off topic, let's come back around. Cross country totally counts. That's where we were. We have John who threw his kids on at 3 years old. I like that. They're the kids. He's the boss. They do what he's told. Right? Or they do what they're told. He does what they do what he tells them. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, now what I was saying was that everybody learns in their tweens and teens, or most people. Clearly that's wrong just from the group that's in here. We've had everything from 5 years old to 29. But we were on clinics and taking clinics as an adult, and it's actually a wonderful thing to do, especially if you are doing especially if you are doing things outside the groomers. Like, I haven't been on skis in a few seasons now, for various reasons, and but I'm fairly confident that I can step back on. It's like riding a bike. I just got on a bike the other day. I haven't done that in like a year or more, and I was riding around, no worries. Now, skiing, I'd like to think, is just like riding a bike. I'm not going to forget. Have to shake the rust off, get the joints, get out the WD-40, get everything all worked out and, feeling good. But I like to think I'll be able to step back out there and do that. And I'll probably stick, like I said, just riding groomers with friends, hanging out, having a good time. I don't have any, I don't have any desire to get really difficult anymore. I will. Like, if someone says, hey, let's go hit this, I'll go hit that. If someone says, let's go down this, I'll go do that. I don't think I want to do bumps again. I do need a clinic for bumps. It's been a long time, and then that's just a knee thing. I don't like pounding my knees, so, and then, it's not good. It kind of sucks, so. But, if we want to do steeps, I'll do steeps. You want to do trees, I'll do trees. If you want to play King of the Mountain, out cold style, we can do that. If you haven't seen that movie, Out Cold, you should watch that movie. Absolutely funny. One of my favorite ski comedies ever. Would I put it above Better Off Dead? I don't know. I might. I love Better Off Dead, I'll tell you. But Out Cold is just awesome. Great film. King of the Mountain, start at the top. Got your beer in your glass, in a glass, mind you, in a mug. Race to the bottom. Whoever has the most beer in their glass and gets down there first wins. Great film, really funny sequence. It was the first sequence in the movie. Well, second sequence in the movie. And it was really funny. We can play that. I'll do that. I won't win at that anymore. There was a day where I think I could take a lot of people. I was good, I think. I never would. We played anyway in our group, and I don't think without the beer, we just raced, and I don't know. I think I won maybe once, if even that once. I don't remember. We didn't do it a lot. I knew I could beat a couple of our guys down. That's for sure. Trav is my biggest rival at that point. I think he's a better snowboarder now than I am a skier. So there you go on that. I don't think I'll probably be that good this season out. But then again, you never know. I might step back out and it'll just all come back at once. I'm zipping around like crazy. Just like I was in my teens. Now we've talked about, and I'm going to go back to Rob's. We're going to go back to Rob's question. Or Rob, he brought up the idea, this is the age we all learn. This is where. Like, I learned on a little park hill that has a single, T-bar. Other people learned at full mountains. Lord knows there's got to be people out there who actually learned in a backyard somewhere. The first time I ever stepped on a snowboard was not at Mount Snow, but was in my backyard in Vermont, and that doesn't really count because it was a little hill on a plastic kid's snowboard, even though I was like 13. Really weird, but I got it for nothing. That's why I was using it. So thank you to that person from years and years and years ago. Now, and we're now talking about clinics, but Rob said, when did you really learn your technical? When did you learn your advanced skills? And for me, that was in my teens, because when I learned how to ski at 12 years old and was doing it then, I didn't do it again until I was 15 years old. So I was already 3 years off and a straight beginner. Not a straight beginner. Like, I could do things. I could, by the time we got done when I was 12, let me get rid of this here. I got a stupid pop-up ad. Weird. When I was 12, I could, on that hill, I learned how to turn. I learned how to stop. Basic skills. I didn't learn more of that until I got to Mount Snow. Now, as a poor boy growing up in southern Vermont, I didn't know how to make skiing cheap yet. And then I got a job at the mountain. I had my pass, and that pretty much kills, a good chunk of the cost. And then you start learning things. It's like, oh, yeah, huh? Holy smokes. I can make this wicked cheap. And even though I was, like I said, a poor boy from Vermont, I could ski all the time. Well, not all the time, because at that point I didn't have a driver's license, so I couldn't just bop on off to the hill whenever I wanted. It was, at whoever could drive's, leisure. But let's see here. We got a couple I see us suck. Split Rock was a shitty 3-trail mountain with a tow rope and one lift. And the instructors sucked. Absolutely. See, that's the worst. I tell everybody. Now, I have successfully taught one person how to ski. Successfully. One. I also try to teach his wife. Now, I don't think that was my fault that she didn't really learn. She just wasn't as into it. She agreed to try it. She wanted to try it. Got out there. Wasn't having the greatest time. I don't know. Maybe if she was with an instructor, she would have had a better time. I know her husband was getting frustrated, and that never helps. But I taught him how to ski, but then he's not afraid to die. So he would do anything I told him. And he proved that. I think I've told this story. Our ski group one day was kind of large. A bunch of us, we were at Stratton or Mount Snow. I'm not sure which. I was in the lead. I came down. I was way out ahead of everybody. I came down. I parked myself at an intersection. To the right, to my right, I was facing uphill. So downhill right, downhill left, uphill right. There was a blue trail, and that's where I wanted everybody to go because we did have beginners and near beginners. So there you go. At Stratton. And I sent everybody down to the right. I said, go right, go right. Our friend, Patrick, Trav, you know who, he goes left down the diamond. Wasn't a bad diamond. The thing about this diamond was it did have a steep, and it wasn't a big steep. Couldn't tell you what trail it was because it's a short steep. It's very short. And this fool didn't know it was there. Now, here's the thing. When we all learned how to ski, we were taught green is easy, blue is intermediate, diamond is hard, and double is expert. Now, depending on where you go in the world, sometimes those are a little flubbed, but that basic idea, though, that learning that, especially as a kid, they drill that into your head because they don't want you as a little kid on your second lesson to be like, ooh, a double diamond. I wonder what that is. Diamond, it's a pair. You know, if you're playing cards, a pair isn't great, but it's something. Double diamond, something. And then you end up, needing to be airlifted out of there. So this fool should have, when I said diamond, and, he got a little big for his britches. I turn as he goes past me, and he goes heading down this steep, and he just drops and disappears. Just drops and disappears. No sound. You kind of expected that sound. Remember in that old Disney short where Goofy was learning how to ski? Remember that? And, what was it? Well, he makes that sound. You guys know that sound, that Goofy sound. He makes that sound when he's getting into trouble. And, he just dropped out of sight. So once I knew everybody else was safe and going down the blue trail, I kind of just, slowly slid my way to the edge, put my poles in, looked down, and there he is picking up gear from every which way. This, my friend, was one of the greatest yard sales. I didn't get to witness it, but it's one of the greatest yard sales aftermath I've ever personally witnessed. Not video, like in person. His shit was everywhere. So being that I knew how to handle a diamond a little, and like I said, this wasn't a long one, maybe 60 feet, maybe, and then it didn't go as steep after that. So I dropped down next to him real quick. No worries on my account because I can ski. And I says something kind of prickish. What is this? G-Move, welcome to the party. Don't go skiers left on Corbett's. It's called the Louisiana Purchase for a reason. I would never do Corbett's. Not now. Not after being out of it for so long. I can't say never, and I'm not saying I don't know. Not saying that I could probably do it. I could probably do it. Not any better or any worse than everybody else has. Who was telling us? Who does the bit? Was that one of you guys or a bit that a professional does about how, man, just drop in because even if you biff and fuck it up, you're still going to get ladies afterwards? Something like that. So, G-Move, that might have been you who said it, but it might have been someone else. I don't remember. I could have read it somewhere. The brain just isn't what it once was. Let's catch up with chat, shall we? Alyssa, my friend taught me how to ski. He got frustrated. Learning as an adult is hard because there is a fear factor. Absolutely. It's always best. I tell people all the time. Let's see. What did Rob say to that, though? Have no fear. We will conquer the blues. Yeah, we will. We'll take you to blues. We'll even take you to the blacks if you want. If you want to go blacks, we can do that. Especially if you can come on Route 100 tour and you want to do Mount Snow, we'll go down. I'll show you the easiest of the blacks, the cheater blacks. If you go up to the top, and now I don't remember every trail name. I just know if you're on Mount Snow's north face and you go all the way left, that's easier than going all the way right. If you go all the way right, you might end up on Ripcord, and then good luck. I shouldn't say good luck. It is a pretty badass trail. It's pretty steep, and it's bumped up in the spring. They don't groom it. They had a winch cat, so they could groom it, but I don't know if they do. How often they do anymore? I haven't worked there in years. Come on, man. And then Ripcord is all the way right, and then I can't remember the one all the way left, but the one all the way left at some point in Mount Snow's history I heard was a blue trail. They just, because everything else on North Face was black, they just turned it black for the fun of it, whatever. So that's how you do that. We'll go do that. We'll go tackle some blacks. Let's see. North Face at Mount Snow. Yeah, man. I love North Face. We used to go over there all the time. If you were there in the 90s, the late 90s, and you went to one of the barbecues there on a weekend, you might have seen me there. You might have actually seen Tim from Ski Rex Media in the flesh working in the industry, because I was down there fairly often. It was a good time. Working the old barbecue, the old grill area down there. You know, a couple of us would go down with one of the cooks, or one of us would go down with one of the cooks, and we just feed people and sell people drinks down at the bottom of North Face. Actually, we used to sneak up to the hill. Not sneak up, but let's see. I was checking out the map of North Face. Looks good. North Face is sweet, man. I actually like Mount Snow all over. Like, the whole mountain is great. I just personally stay away from Ripcord because it gets bumped up. I'll ski the steep on it. Like, that's fine. But when it gets bumped up, that sucks. And that's why I don't hang out much at Bear Trap either over in Sunbrook. I don't do that. And then Corinthia is all park now. The Corinthia is just one big park. That's why Mount Snow can say, we have the biggest and best park. They have practically an entire ski area that's a park over there. But that new lodge looks great. I didn't get to see the inside when I was down there about a year ago now. I went down for one of their late season rail jams, and the new lodge looked fantastic on the outside, but it wasn't open for the inside yet, so I didn't get to see that. But North Face is legit, slower lift, but great terrain. You know, those two lifts on North Face have to be, other than the Bear Trap double, have to be the two slowest lifts on the mountain now. Because I know the quad has been put in, I think the quad got turned into a 6. The Summit cripple chair is gone. They haven't opened Ego Alley to anybody but racers in like 20 years. And then, I mean, the Bear Trap double, if it's still there, again, it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I've been down there. That one's pretty slow, but it's not long. And then the North Face lifts are slow scooters, right? But I've had a good time on them. You want to hear an ugly story from North Face that has nothing to do about learning how to ski, except for the lesson. There's one lesson you can learn from this story. I'll tell you this anyway, because I'm not going to wait for you guys to answer. So, one time, me and a friend, my friend Andy, our friend Andy, he worked with us too, and went to high school with us. We were at the mountain skiing one day. I don't remember. I think actually it was after I graduated and he skipped school, so we went skiing. And we're on North Face. We get on one of the triple chairs on North Face. We're on our way up. We are not doing anything. We're gabbing back and forth, looking around, checking people out, people watching, doing whatever you do on ski lifts, right? On chair lifts. All of a sudden, we hear a scream. Catches the attention of everybody on practically North Face. And what we see after this scream is a woman. She yard sailed. She lost her poles, lost her gloves. We saw that, but she ended up sitting down. She fell down and was sitting down on her skis. So she turned into a sled. And North Face, again, some of it isn't super steep, some of it is, but it's steep enough where if you fall, and I think we all know this, if you fall and you can help it, don't sit back because you turn into a rocket sled. Fall sideways, so you just try to stop. This woman was rocketing down the hill, and she hit a tree. And her body, she hit it front of the tree. She wrapped around this tree, and she was about 3 feet up off the ground. She hit that tree, hung about 3 feet for a minute, and then dropped to the snow and didn't move. So collectively, the lift was like... And then we all start screaming back down the lift, tell them to send patrol, tell them to send patrol, tell them to send patrol, tell them to send patrol. And you hear it. You just hear it. People screaming, trying to you see people who are coming down, stopping to see if she's okay. Other people going down so they can get the phone call. Going down to the bottom lift shack to get the phone call. I know, I'm sorry, Alyssa, it's fine. Don't worry, if you're with us, this isn't going to happen. Now, here's the thing. As we're getting to the top now this was maybe about a third of the way up that this happened. Actually, not even a third of the way up. It was maybe a quarter of the way up. So as we get up to the top, we see patrol coming down. A few days later, we're back at work. So we're asking around. We know everybody. And we're asking, like, did that lady not make it? Turns out she did. She survived. Happens at least once a year on Superstar. Superstar's badass too, man. Superstar's no joke. Superstar's no joke. I think I've done it. I have skied it. But it was a long time ago when we were at Killington a bunch, obviously. But yeah, listen, you won't. Don't worry about this. Like, this story is ugly, but it doesn't always happen because you're going to be with professionals. Not professionals, but we've all been doing enough. If we see you go down like that, we'll dive on you and pull you. We'll stop. We will get you stopped. Don't even worry about that. We'll put one in front of you and one behind you, and we'll take care of it. But she lived anyway. I'm sure she was in some serious pain when she woke up. And the thing was, the reason we had to ask is because as we were going up and looking, we did see this woman start to move, but she was broken. Like, she was shot out. But of course you're going to be when you hit a tree with no padding at several miles an hour faster than you need to be going. So don't be scared, though. Never be scared. Like, here's the thing. I know it's hard. It really is, because if you see horrible accidents, people like me are telling stories about horrible accidents. Drinking water around gum is disgusting, isn't it? But you hear these stories, you see these awful things. Don't be scared because it might not happen. It's likely not to happen to you. I shouldn't say it might not. It's likely not. If you're paying attention and you're learning, like this is all about learning. When we learned, when did we first learn? When did we keep doing our clinics? When did we learn our advanced technique? When did we first step out onto a diamond trail? I remember once that I remember once when I first stepped out on a diamond, I looked at my friend. This was Gump, by the way, Trav. This is Gump I did this with. I looks at Gump and I says, dude, can I do this? I just asked him straight up because he's been there. He's been seeing me get better. And I says, can I do this? He's like, yep. And I remember it was that far left trail on North Face. Facing north. You can actually see Stratton from North Face. On a clear day, you can see Bromley as well. On a really clear day, you can actually see Mount Washington, I think. I think we've seen Mount Washington on a really clear day. What is this? I saved Big Head Todd once, as in Big Head Todd and the Monsters? That band from, like, a while back? Yeah, all right. Good. It's good that you saved him, man. Save the music. Rock and roll. Peace through rock and roll, man. Just so it's said, peace through rock and roll. Peace through heavy metal. Some people say, what does that mean? Isn't heavy metal overly aggressive? It is, and that'll do it for you. God gave rock and roll to everyone. Kiss said that. Actually, another band called Argent, I think, said it first, but I liked Kiss's version better, and I don't say that often. Anyway, don't worry about being scared on the diamonds. You got plenty of people there who can show you how to do it, and if you really need the lesson, you can go get your lesson. I don't mind. I'll meet up with you after, halfway point. Lessons don't typically last all day. At least they didn't back in the day. I don't know if they still do. I mean, I'm sure they have all-day clinics and all-day, whatever you need. But I don't think it's all the time. Ugh. On the latency delay, I just saw myself wiping my eyes. I'm sweaty as fuck, dude. I got to figure out a better way to light this room than with this studio light. I am hot as balls, and I'm not doing this show shirtless. That's gross. And if a single lady walks in here, I'm not scaring her off. If a single lady in particular comes up in here, man, then I'm definitely not scaring her off. In fact, I'll be fucking puffed out, baby. Still working on the physique, getting them gains. Not getting the gains. Anyway, I am hot, so bear with me a little bit, although I wipe and use LEDs. I should get an LED bulb. See, the thing was, here's the deal. Here's what I didn't put to, here's why forethought is so important. I bought this kit. Now, this kit has a lot of good stuff in it. It was cheap for $100. I got 4 studio lights with bulbs, 4 stands, 2 soft boxes, 2 umbrellas, green screen, black screen, white screen, stands for everything, all kinds of stuff for like $100. Got a sweet deal. All fluorescent, mind you. This is fluorescent. This isn't incandescent. This is fluorescent. So I use it. don't really think about it much. Now we're here using it in the summer, and I didn't think about it, and I knew better. Isn't that stupid? Forethought, my friends. Always think ahead. Always plan ahead. Plan your work your plan. So yeah, you're right. I have to get an LED in here or a really quiet fan. That's my other problem is audio in here. I got a few things. I got a few things in mind though. We'll see what's going on. Don't even worry about my complaining unless you enjoy that too. Maybe that can end up in a gag reel, a blooper reel, or something later on. Oh, and Rob is heading out to pack, and he's gone his way to Arizona. Enjoy your trip, my friend. Be careful. Wear your mask on the plane. They're going to make you wear your mask on the plane. I just had a friend who flew from Las Vegas to the East Coast, and she had to wear her mask on more than one flight. I think it was definitely an indirect flight. So they're going to make you wear your mask, but enjoy your flight. Bring your music. Watch your movies, whatever you do on a flight. Personally, I drug myself and sleep right the hell through it. I don't want to know nothing. Nothing at all. I'll never get off this continent because of it. Some chicken shit. Anyway, don't worry about my getting an LED light, number one. And don't worry about us telling, me or anybody else telling stories where people crash on Black Diamond trails. Don't worry. That won't happen to you. And if it does, it might not be bad. And we'll make sure you don't. We can always get. And here's the thing. I'm awesome. Because to embarrass me, you probably have to embarrass yourself. Only those who really know me well, I feel, can really embarrass me, and then they have to risk embarrassing themselves. I think that's accurate. Yeah, man, Rob, enjoy that Arizona high country and that really nice dry heat, even though it's probably going to be 100 degrees every day, but it'll be nice. Check out them cactuses too. Get that cactus water. I don't think you want to do that unless you really have to. Anyway, so yeah, have a nice flight, Rob. Enjoy Arizona. Look out for them lizards. Don't step on any lizards. So what was I saying now? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We're not going to let you crash. That was the main point of that. Moving on. Let's see here. We're not going to let you crash. What was I going to move on to? I completely lost my train of thought because I saw something change in the live chat and I got completely biffed on that one. Oh, the embarrassment thing. So here's what we're going to do. If you're worried about the diamonds, I'm caught up, bro. Don't even worry. I'm getting there. The brain don't work the way it used to. Isn't that sad? And I don't smoke that shit either. Ain't that something? Get some peyote. Not a chance. Holy jeez. My boy here, Trey Surf Dragon, my boy Trav, for nearly 30 years, he will tell you, and I will tell you, and there's other people who could tell you, the last person on this earth who needs to even be in the same room as peyote, which I don't mind being in the same room with this stuff. Now, the last person who needs to touch that stuff is me. Because I don't know what it's supposed to do exactly. Like I know. But as with everything else, each person's affected a little differently, and that shit'll kill me. That shit'll kill me straight up. I don't need to be anywhere near that. Yeah, it might help. There has been studies. Peyote is always the dream. You know what? It ain't for me. It's not a good thing. Trust me. You all can safety meeting all you want. I'll be here watching and talking to you because it's not a pretty sight. Anyway, because I don't get embarrassed, and Alyssa, I don't know if you do, we can get you the little kid straps, while we're all together. And a couple of us can, hold your straps on the way down, do it little kid style. You've seen these straps. You kids know what yeah, she's my butterfly. All right, if you all haven't seen, you had to have seen this movie. If you haven't seen Young Guns 1, that's where the She's Your Butterfly references. It's all about Billy the Kid. It's a dramatization about the life of Billy the Kid. Check it out. Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Casey Siemaszko, that Mulrooney guy. And who else is in the first one? I can't remember. The hell is that guy's name, man? Jack Palance is in that as well. So there you go. Check that one out. She's Your Butterfly if you want that peyote reference where everybody's all kinds of crazy tripping on that stuff, I can't do the tripping, man. Getting drunk, I don't even like getting drunk anymore. I don't even like getting tipsy anymore, dude. The last thing I need to be is high, and the second to last thing I need to be is high, and the last thing I need to be is tripping. Lord knows hallucinogens would knock me on my ass, and it would just be a bad time, and I'd be running through the snow. If Rob likes this GIF, Lou Diamond Phillips, I forgot about Lou Diamond Phillips is in the movie. Thank you, Bridget. See, the brain isn't quite what it used to be. And in the second one is all those guys plus, Coburn, James Coburn is in the second one. Who else? The Balthazar Getty's in the second one. Christian Slater's in the second one. See, I'm all right. I'm good, but I'm not that good sometimes. Anyway, yeah. Peyote's bad for me. I don't need to be tripping balls. I would just be... You guys, Rob loves the gif of the guy tearing down the road ass naked in the snow. That would be me, tripping balls, man. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Staying away from it. I appreciate where your head is at, John. It wouldn't help my head the way it should, let me tell you. Maybe we'll talk about drugs on the live stream one time. I did do an episode of the podcast, the lost episode as it's called because of the bad audio, the really bad audio, where Travis and our friend Mike from New Jersey talked about marijuana for about an hour. It was actually a good episode if you could stand the audio, but that audio, man, that shoots right through one ear and out the other, man. It hurts. It hurts. The audio is that bad. Maybe we'll talk about drugs and why we probably shouldn't be doing them, at least why I shouldn't be doing them on a ski hill. But back to the embarrassment thing, Alyssa, if I'm scaring you with stories, we'll get you some straps. We'll get you the straps and we'll hold you. And that'll work. That'll work out well. We can even get you the little tip holders. Have you ever seen the little kids' tip holders? When they're learning, you get these things and they hold the tips and in the V, so you can do your snowblow or your pizza French fries. You can't do your French fries because you hold your tips together, so it kind of controls your speed. We'll get you whatever you need. We'll figure it out. Looking forward to that. Bunch of people in Vermont going up Route 100. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all, but I know I can do at least the first mountain or two, maybe even three. I don't know. Trav, get the couch ready because it's going right past your house, the tour. So that's where I'll be. Yeah, it's always good to have friends around where you want to be. And we all grew up down there anyway. So there you go. So yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know much more on that, man. The thing is, I've thought about learning more. I've thought about learning more at this age. I've thought about, because here's the thing. Me, Trav, and I have been talking about going up to Tuckerman Ravine and doing that. Do we have the skill to do it? I think so. At least the skiing part. I don't think you need any, too much mountaineering experience. It might be nice to have. I've heard stories. This is what I'm saying. I know what I know. I know she's better than that. Yeah, I know she skis better than that. I'm just being an ass, dude. And I think it would be a funny bit to use the straps. I mean, me and Rob, we can use the straps. I'll even be the one strapped in front. Like, I don't care. Just doing the bit. Just to get let's be honest. If you're doing something like that with two adults, even if the one adult is an actual first timer, doing that strap thing's going to suck because that's a lot of weight. But man, I think that shit would be funny. I would totally be the strapped in kid. I don't care. But no, too much climbing involved. See, that's kind of where I'm at, John. There's a lot of climbing involved, and you hear different things. You hear people saying, oh, dude, definitely make sure you got your axe in your pocket and your crampons and everything else. And I was like, all right. And then you have other people who say, no, you can walk up there in hiking boots, dude. Don't even worry about it. You say, okay. And then you say, people are like, oh, it's just like, it's kind of a steep inbounds run. You just got a little backcountry feel. I'm like, okay. And then you hear people talk about, let's see here. Oh, as a bit, let me hop back and have Albus film that. Bro. Okay, I'll come back to Tuckerman's in a minute. Rob, dude. Tell me. it's your bit. But how great would that be for the strap bit to be in and out? Yeah, see, you already knew where I was tongue-tied. You already knew where I was going. How freaking great would that be? They do it, too. They got a sense of humor. I think they would get it. I'll do it. We can do it in the learning center where all the people are, too. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me at all. That's more attention for me. You know what I'm saying? That's more attention for you. That's more attention for all of us. You know, some people don't like attention. I don't need a lot of it, but I do like it. I'm not going to lie about it. I think that would be awesome. I guess we'll be sending that email in the morning saying, all right, guys, we know there's got a lot going on right now, but just keep it in mind. Come this winter, we're probably going to do something stupid. Yeah, I'll buy the straps. I like where your head is at, brother. Preparation. Make your plan. Plan your work your plan. Plan your bit, work your bit. I don't know, something like that. I'll put the straps on. I'm the noob. See, she's down with it. Dude, this is a thing. Man, we may have to get like 3 or 4 sets of these and just have tons of people going down, man. Oh, it's going to be ugly. And I'm going to shamelessly plug it on mine, whether I'm holding or if I'm the one in front. There's going to be 2 banners hanging off the side, 2 Ski Rex Media banners. Absolutely. It's going to be shameless plug city up in that bitch. Let me tell you, it'd be the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. Ever. All right, maybe not be the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen ever, but it might be. I've seen a lot of ridiculous stuff in my day. But that would be awesome. I love that bit. Scooter, follow me. Yeah, see, pick your partners, everyone. It's like, did you guys have to do the square dancing in school? Do you all have to do that? It'd be the same thing. Pick your partners, everyone. I didn't like the square dancing part. That just brought up bad memories for me. Didn't like that. Totally just killed the vibe. No, it didn't. We'll totally do the strap. Pick your partners, pick your colors, pick your banner. I'm doing the Ski Rex Media banner. If someone wants to do the Intimidators number 3, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do, it'll be great. And a cape. You have to wear a cape. A cape would be good. It would be good. This would be a great springtime bit to do at like a pond skim or something. Although you're definitely getting... I don't know if I could do a pond skim. I've never learned how to do that. I mean, I get the basic idea. Straps don't work well with my board. That's why we'll put you in front. You strap a snowboarder in the front, it'll work. It'll work. And then I'll do it with you, dude. I got good upper body strength. I don't have good upper body strength, but I'll make myself have good upper body strength before then. And then, I'll hold you back on a snowboard. Doing it the other way around with a snowboard might be difficult, but I think we can get it done. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. I could see it now. People will be like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? It's just awesome, man. It's just awesome. It's the greatest bit they didn't think of, and they're now jealous that they're not doing it. I'm willing to bet this isn't an original thing. I'm sure someone else has done it. For the bit, obviously they're used with little kids to teach them how to ski. The leashes, straps, whatever they call them. And, and I'm sure adults have done it as a bit too. But we're going to do it anyway because that's awesome. Screw that. I'm not getting down on this. I love this. We're going to do it. We're absolutely going to do it. Now, Tuckerman's Ravine. That's where I was saying. I've never learned how to do anything like that either. Let's see here. John says, I just saw it. No, it's a lot of climbing. He brings axes and crampons. So, I pull my snowboarder girlfriend with my poles all the time. I've done that. I've given people a hand. Okay. So here's one, guys. I've never done this. And I'm not suggesting that you do. You have to pick your target well. If you're a skier and you see a cute snowboarder girl and you're on a flat, okay? Now here's the danger of this. We live in the era of if you even bump into somebody, it could be creepy sexual harassment, and you don't want that. So you have to pick your target very specifically. But if you can get up to them, and you come down, don't use your pole. Get the hand. Grab the hand holding. See that? I mean, that'll... that'll get it, you know. See, and it's the contact. You could actually go one further, and this is creepy sexual harassment. Don't do this. Don't do this one at all. But you can actually come down, get the hands on the the waist, and push the girl down. But don't do that one. Don't, because that one will get you in trouble, and that is creepy and that is weird. That's why you do the hand. The hand makes you look like a gentleman when really all you're trying to do is get the digits. And that's what you're trying, or to Snapchat or whatever you use in the 21st century. I don't even know. But you get her going. It's like, oh, thank you. And then blah, 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 blah. That sounds like the George Costanza stopping short move. I am not a big Seinfeld fan. Explain the reference, but I'm fairly certain it probably is. It's a goofy bit, but you believe it or not, that could get you a date. Fact is, and Alyssa's married, so I'm not saying she should try this, but you're cracking me up tonight. Good. I'm glad. I'm on point funny tonight. Now, Alyssa's married, so she's not going to do this. But women can do it too. If you see a snowboarding boy who's on a flat and stuck, do the hand grab. Don't do the pole grab. Do the hand grab. And it's the same thing. And dudes are easy anyway. If you just smile at a guy, he thinks you're in love with him because he's friggin' young and stupid. Goddamn boys, man. You know how many times I had to explain to a boys how not to be a good girl sucker? Not to say I don't do it or didn't do it, but that's how I learned. But I never let them get the best of me. Man, I would never do that. Putting a hand out as you slam on the brakes and gets a cheap feel. All right, see, now that's what I'm saying. That's going too far. On Seinfeld, it's fine. That if you're doing a comedy bit, that's fine. But don't do that shit in real life because you will get in trouble and somebody will have you picked up and you're creepy and weird and just half a rapist. Don't do that. Now, don't do that to the guys either. Guy, you can get a little bit, well, all right. Now, I'm not even getting into it because someone might be like, no, I'm going to try it. Don't try it. Trust me. Don't put on the brakes and get the cheap feel, and don't go for the waist shot. Go for the hand. Be the gentleman. That shit works every time. Doesn't work every time. Probably doesn't even work at all. I talk about this shit with people over the years, and they're like, no, totally, dude. Totally works. Yeah, fuck you. You're lying. Excuse me. Pardon the long drink. Anyway, back to Tuckerman Ravine now that I've gone off topic for like the third or fourth time. My partner always brings the bail money. I mean, if you don't mind waiting for the bail to go through and sitting in the cell, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I don't want to do it, but I'll do the bailing. I don't want to be the bailed out, but I'll do the bailing. That's kind of fine for me. Tuckerman Ravine. So John even said he brings his axe and crampons and stuff. You hear different things. So like I said, I've never learned how to do it. Me and Travis, we talking about doing it. We will hit up, and we're not stupid. Like if we get into an issue, a situation where we just don't know how to do it, we aren't going to do it. And then again, we might be feeling squirrely and we might do it. I can't say that for sure. But what I do know is that usually we're pretty smart and we're not going to try and hurt ourselves and we're not going to try and hurt other people. We're up there to have fun. So when it comes to like Tuckerman Ravine, there might be a learning curve there. And then the ASL for that is male 41, New Hampshire, or 42, depending on when we go. But we're doing it, and we will. I'm fine with that. We'll do it, but we're not stupid is my point, and no one should ever be stupid. If you need to learn how to do something, don't be afraid to learn how to do it, Don't be afraid to ask, always ask, always take lessons. We were talking about as adults still taking clinics every year, every other year, or whatever your schedule may be. I know I got distracted by the chat. I also ice climb. I ski tucks every year. The party on the rocks is worth the hike. I mean, I'll totally go up there. I have no problem with that. It's not, it's not the highest thing in the world, so I don't care about it. And the only time I care about things is really is when it's too high, not even too steep, too high. So there you go. I mean, if I'm going out to try and learn, backcountry in the Rockies, man, it's, I got to spend a day or two out there acclimating first. I got to add a couple days to the trip. Which reminds me, has anybody heard about how that all backcountry place that opened up this past winter? Anybody see how that did? I don't know how well that did. In Colorado, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Blue something, I think. I can't remember. I don't know how well they did. I was just curious. That just made me think of it. But don't be afraid to ask, man. Like, I absolutely don't know anything about mountaineering. Don't know anything about it. Couldn't tell you how to do it. I can gear up for it. Don't know how to use the gear. I could have 2 ice axes in my hand, flipping them around and juggling them and shit. But I don't know when to use them, when not to use them. I mean, in a pinch, if I'm sliding down a mountain, I could whip it out and poof, right into the snow and ice and hold myself and keep myself from getting killed, maybe. But I got the good reflexes, maybe. But man, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that. But I will go up there. I'm going to go up there. We're going to go up there at some point. Probably maybe this season. Maybe we'll do it this season. At the end of the season, we'll play inbounds for a while, and then, as winter's turning to spring, we'll take a ride up there next spring. Because they don't want people up there right now. They're asking everybody to stay out of there right now because it's dangerous right now with all the snow being melted. And then, even they have said the Mount Washington avalanche folks, a lot of people don't even realize avalanches can happen up there. The Mount Washington avalanche folks, they don't, they'll tell you straight up. Right now, rescue might not come quick. It might come even slower than getting a rescue up there might not be quick anyway. But now getting it now might even take even longer. And if you're, it'll be that Dartmouth Dart helicopters and, their own rescue people, and you might live, but then there's less chance of that you'll live now. So don't go up there. Please don't go up there. We will go up there when it's safe. But not now, because I don't need to be swept away in a friggin', step through light cover into what turned into a creek because of the mountain snow up higher and get swept down into some rocks. I don't need to do that. And that is what they're warning. That is basically that's a simplified version of what they're warning people about up there right now. So don't go up there. I'm not going up there yet. We'll go in the following spring, and we'll check that out. And then we want to get to a few other places, man. Like I said, I've said, I think I might go Indy Pass. It's cheap. I can exploit it. I can exploit the hell out of it. And because, I think I can exploit that better since it's only 2 days per mountain, better than I could do, say, an Icon or an Epic Pass, because there's other things for Ski Rex Media I want to do. The lost ski hill bit, I want to do that. The rope tow hills, I want to do that. And that's all, time on the hill that I won't be able to, spend, at this place, that place, this place. And then I'll have my Indy for when I want lifts and doing a regular old day. And, Bolton Valley's on Indy Pass, and go do some night skiing. I like night skiing. Kid who's afraid of the dark, and he'll do night skiing. Ain't that something? My worst skiing injury happened when I was night skiing. So ain't that something? So I'll still do it, man. I'll still go night skiing. I like night skiing. It's fun. Looks good. Viewers are dropping out. We're down to 5 and 2 likes. Make sure you like the program. If you're watching, obviously you're watching on YouTube, and if you are, make sure you click that like button so anybody who comes through on the replay can see that, people liked it, and they might watch it. So make sure you click like before you leave. Before we leave, I don't know if I'm done yet. We're at an hour and 28, I think. Excuse me. That's it's actually about an hour 15 because I always start the test pattern 15 minutes ahead of time. But what else can we talk about with learning? We learned tonight that everybody here learned between the ages of 5 and 30, and we're still learning as we should. We learned that pretty much everybody here either learned to ski in Pennsylvania or Vermont or what was the other one? I don't know. New York, maybe? I don't remember. I saw one more. Or I could be completely out of my mind. Don't know what I'm talking about. It is hot after all. Because I'm so hot. Literally. Excuse me. Holy smokes. That was gross, wasn't it? I didn't mean to be gross. I'm sorry about that. So always keep learning. Where you learn doesn't matter, depending on what you want to learn. There are people who have said, if you can ski the East, you can ski anywhere. I've heard this from a lot of people. If you basic skills are basic skills. They'll get you down marked trails. As long as you know the difference between green, black, blue, double black, and the orange terrain park symbol. I know that in Asia and Europe and different places a little different. I know they throw reds in there in some places. Is that Europe who does the reds? Someone correct me on that one. Is that Europe or Asia that does the reds? And then what is red? Is red green? God damn, I can't remember. Isn't it kind of funny that there really is when we're learning, it doesn't matter what age you were, where you were, if you're a man or a woman, you're taught about the green, at least here in the United States, you're taught, green, blue, black, double black, orange for terrain park. Now, this will get you pretty much through anywhere. Absolutely. But a black in one place, and you hear jerk-offs talking about this all the time like it's something cool. Like, dude, fucking Vermont black's nothing compared to a Colorado black. I'm like, that may be true, but that's part of my point. There is no standard. There's decisions that are made. I just read it. There's like a half a standard or a quarter of a standard or something they do to choose what's green, what's blue, what's black, what's double black, and so on and so forth. But excuse me, in the end there really is no real consistent way to judge that, So, if it says double black and you're used to a double black here, and you're, say, in California doing a double black there, maybe step down to the blacks before you... In fact, step down to the blues before you go on the blacks. I don't know. I'm actually running out of steam at the hour and a half point. So, I think since I'm sweating my balls off, keep having to wipe the sweat out of my eyes. I should have had a headband. We've told our stories and we're still learning, and I'm willing to teach anybody what I can teach them, and I'm probably going to ask you guys some questions when I'm out there. You never know. I might take a snowboard lesson this year. I might get crazy. I might find someone to teach me how to telemark ski. I might get crazy. There really is no standard. Sunday River and Mount Tremblant have greens that are flat, but Snowshoe has nothing flat. So there you go. There really is no standard. Mount Tremblant, never been up there. I got to get up there one of these days. I need to get a passport to do that. So there you go. Let's wrap this up with that. Thank you, Miss Alyssa, for being here tonight and throwing in the last word. She seemed excited all week to try and get in here and not miss this. Thank you, everybody else. Rob, who's on his way out. Snowbum Life, my boy Trav, G Move, John, everybody, thank you for coming in and liking and watching the program and talking about where we learned and how old we were and all that good stuff and all that fun stuff. Thank you for that. This was a good one. I'm cracking people up tonight. It was even said, so that's good. That means I'm on point funny. Happy about that. Again, thank you for being here. All you guys are diehards, so I don't have to talk about the social media. But for those who watch the replay and if you got into it, social media right here, baby. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow Ski Rex Media. Also, there's the support side. Patreon, give what you can, starts at $1, and then the shirt shop. It's just the merch shop. You can get the logo and the other one. And then there's going to be some new stuff coming out. Actually, tomorrow, if you're interested in the merch, a new 10% off sale starts tomorrow morning. All right, at the old merch shop, and all the links are down below. Like I said, thanks for coming out, guys. Tomorrow is top posts of the week, and then Wednesday is the recorded program. And I still have to come up with a topic for that, so I will do that. Thank you for everybody for joining in tonight on the old Saturday night live stream and virtual opera party. I will see you out on the hill this coming season. Definitely for the Route 100 tour. Trav, I'll see you as soon as I can. And Bridget, obviously, since you are both here. And I'll just see everybody around. Have a nice day. Don't get caught up too much in what's going on out there. Don't let it drag you down. Stay positive. Stay happy. Do everything you can out there. Things are starting to open back up, so enjoy your time out. And my friends, I will see you. Thank you once again. Tim from Ski Rex Media. Peace out and rock and roll, baby.